Okay. Deep Darkness and Towering Mountains. Most creative mission name ever.
Do they
Sure, the
ever
name
get like? Do later game? I've noticed that most of the missions in this game are like pretty straightforward. Do later games like get punny or whatever with the mission titles, or do they
Not
just?
not punny, but they get more creative. Devil May Cry 4 tries to be fancy by using French mission names.
Mm.
Occasionally.
Oh, so they're just like Lady Gaga, where you just say the same thing but in French and that's supposed to mean something for whatever reason. All right.
Yeah, more or less. A Vita Nueva, or however you pronounce that.
So I assume we walk back through the same corridor, only spikes will pop out of those.
Yes. Yes.
Haha.
It's very predictable. The emblem shield is what opens the side doors in the Colosseum we've already visited, but you only need one emblem shield and it'll open both doors. The first one you go into will always have the item you need to enter the Colosseum. The second one you go into will always have the Nightmare Beta weapon. Always in that order, no matter which way you go.
May I ask where the booby part of Booby Trap stems from?
Boobs.
I'm pretty sure that originally meant something completely different too.
Was it like an animal? A booby?
I'm pretty sure it was I don't know, a word for idiot or something. Because, I haven't heard it used in this sense in quite a long time, but when you called someone a boob, you were calling them a sucker.
Boobs. Sucker.
Yeah, it looks like booby stems from the Spanish word bobo, which translates to stupid, daft, naive, simple, fool, idiot, clown, funny man. So
So obviously this trap was designed to capture the clown menace. Those assholes. They're walking around with their.
You're telling me
face.
Batman just needs to use booby traps?
No, it's not. No, it's not that clown. Tim Curry. He needs to be stopped.
Alrighty then.
Oh, what's behind the waterfall?
Behind the waterfall.
Holy water
just
in the waterfall. Holy water in the waterfall. Wow.
We need to drag every boss to that waterfall.
I want a game to have stuff where trapped under the waterfall, but when you actually walk through the waterfall, you get damaged as if you were actually being pelted by several tons of water pressure. Like if you walked under a waterfall. Don't do that. It's not smart.
Well, it depends on how big and how far the waterfall is, but
Yes.
I think that this waterfall would have quite a lot of water pressure, honestly.
yeah, this one would, but there are plenty you could go under and be fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like most waterfalls in games that stuff are hide behind are at least relatively decent sized. Like you wouldn't just be able to walk under. Like you might not get like hurt by walking under a lot of them, but you'd at least like feel something. But you can just sort of like stand there, like whatever, man. My mom won't even be wet when I walk out of this thing.
There's a reason monks are shown as like meditating under waterfalls, and it's not because they find it refreshing. It's because they're trying to keep their posture up under the pressure.
So it's symbolic too.
Well, no, it's just monk training. They do that sort of stuff.
It's physical and mental training,
Were you just not sure where you were going for a second?
This entire section right here confuses me every time I go through it. Just the camera angles and the general environment. I can never get my bearings.
Okay, so I have a question. What the hell is Trish doing at the moment? Because she brought us to the island, and we've seen her once since then.
She's doing fuck all. No, she's taking a break from Devil May Cry 1 to be a playable extra in Devil May Cry 2.
Alright.
That's the only good thing Devil May Cry 2 did, by the way. Trisha's playable, you can unlock her, and she's fun as hell. She's also playable in both characters' stories, so...
Is that the only game where you can play as her?
Yes, actually, it's the only game where she's playable.
Okay.
As something of note about Trish's gameplay style, she has the Sparta sword. She also has Dante's Devil May Cry 1 moveset, because in Devil May Cry 2 the moves are different.
So that explains a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Mm-hmm. The reason she has the Sparta sword is actually from this game, though. Dante gives it to her at some point.
Oh yeah, I was. I'm just gonna ask this now because I was completely not paying attention during the beginning of the game. Why are we here? Well, I mean, other than to fight the bad guy, like, is there a reason?
Because on this island, the Lord of the Underworld is preparing to open a gate to invade the human world.
Oh. Oh, so Trish just looked in the yellow pages and found the first devil hunter she could see, I guess.
No, there's a reason she's here, and as was somewhat poorly foreshadowed in the intro because the picture kind of looked like crap. Trish looks exactly like Dante's mother.
Oh, all right.
His dead
Freud!
mother.
Oh yeah, Sigmund, come out. We need you.
I would like to point out that Dante and Trish are not in a romantic relationship, to my knowledge.
That won't stop the fanfiction writers, though.
No, it won't. It never does.
Nothing stops the fanfic writers.
For some reason, this mission is heavy on red orb doors.
They probably just thought you had too many of them at this point and needed a way to suck them out.
I thought there would be hidden orbs over here. Guess
Nope.
not.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Just when you were disappointed.
That's where they get you.
Yeah.
What did that potted plant ever do to you, man?
I don't know. Maybe it designed the camera for this game.
Man, that dick.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's really hard to type with shrubbery and everything.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and now, another secret mission.
By walking out the way you came in.
I tried to do this while I was actually there before, but apparently it can only be done during this mission. But
What
if you
was
go
equal
all
to
the way,
D, Lewis? What was equal to D?
Explain yourself, sir.
if you go all the way back to the spike area and check this wall, you get another secret mission. And guess what you need to do during this secret mission?
Not get hit by spikes.
Defeat all the enemies. Guess what the enemies are?
Shadows.
Yup.
Joy.
If I could remember how the Persona 4
That's
boss music...
totally not a sucker punch at all.
I hate that. I hate that. I brought it up in the Let's Play too. The thing starts attacking you while during the cutscene. I hate that.
So wait, Dante only changes to his double trigger form when he's attacking?
When he's attacking in melee, he changes his demon form, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But when you're like flying around doing your loops and stuff, you're always a demon then.
Critical hit.
I found that really funny for some reason.
Oh no, he doesn't skip the
No.
no.
Remember, folks, it's dead.
That's a lot easier to dodge with air hike, by the way. I'm showing this off in particular because enemy files actually unlock piece by piece as you fight, and in order to unlock this particular thing about the jump on the lance trick, you need to actually successfully do it at some point or other. You can only do that in normal mode or below though, so make sure if you're going for trophy completion on the HD collection, make sure you fucking do it on your normal playthrough.
Well, is there any real reason to do it other than getting a trophy? Because, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Guess just for the sake of completion.
Yeah. There's like you know, enemy files are just kind of another pointless collectible.
Nah, okay. Because, like, I never really got the point of going for trophies or achievements or any of that sort of stuff. Like, I mean, bragging rights, I guess, but, I don't know.
It's another kind of pointless collectible.
Yeah, I think it all depends on the game, honestly. Like, if it's a game I love playing anyway, then, yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, a lot of the times achievements are just like, kill 500 enemies, and you normally kill, like, 10 in the course of a playthrough, so it just sort of amounts to grinding for grinding.
Yeah. Well, as long as the trophies make sense, too.
How did the Sonic 06 achievements go? Defeat all. I can't remember, but they were horribly English.
Well, when they're not English in general, it was just it's generic stuff like get all the gold medals and
Well,
stuff
who
like
cares?
that. Yeah.
Honestly, I just like trophies for their names. There's one in Bayonetta called Angel May Cry.
Yeah, they can occasionally have some funny ones just because of the names.
This is Persia. Kick 20 enemies off ledges.
Yeah.
Alright, what we want to pick up here is a shiny thing.
Woo!
What the heck? I don't know if I'd want to touch that normally. It's just like
It's a flashlight rock. You won't be able to see in this area without
and
it.
it looked like random glowy goop. I would not pick that up normally.
Good old flashlight rocks.
Not quite as awesome as Helios' head.
No.
Wait, I thought you said guns couldn't up your combo bonus.
Unless you're juggling. If you're juggling, they will up your combo bonus. But if you're firing them normally at enemies that are on the ground, they'll cut off your combo.
All right.
Because that's not considered impressive anymore.
Mm-hmm. And DMC3 has... oh, wow.
Jesus.
You thought you had me, didn't you?
They put everything in their money on that one enemy, and he just obliterated it like it's nothing.
Here we go.
Are these the same? Oh no, wait. They've got the generic Grim Reaper sides. Okay, this is a different enemy then.
There are 4 Reaper enemies. There are the 2 normal Scythe and Scissor enemies, and then there are the ones with horns for each type. Generally, the Scythe enemies are harder. Technically, let's see. The easiest way to get through that section is actually to abuse Devil Trigger with Alistair and run. And I should be landing on this platform, but I keep missing.
Well, the camera doesn't seem to be awfully cooperative in that section.
No, it's not.
You can get another blue orb fragment here too, right? From jumping.
No, that's on the other side.
Oh, okay. I'm jumping ahead a bit then.
Yeah. It's a finicky blue orb to get though. A very finicky blue orb to get.
So does every sort of key item glow yellow like that then?
Most of them, yeah.
Most of them, okay.
I understand that it's the game takes place the majority of the time in this castle, and we get dungeons.
Did it again.
I just love when you do that. Do that. Oh.
Do it again. But one of my critiques from just an aesthetical viewpoint of Devil May Cry is that I just think things get a little too monotonous after a while because the entire game takes place inside this castle, and you have to generally stick with a lot of designs that you would find normally in a castle, like dungeons or it's no Castlevania. You don't have libraries, you don't have chapels, you don't have underground gardens.
Yeah, it's for the most part it's structured like a realistic castle would be structured.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of gray walls, brown walls. I guess the ghost ship section was there to add some variety
Borderline.
Yeah. Or maybe they just really, really love underwater sections. I don't know.
No, like I'm not harping on the structure. Like I actually think we commented on earlier. Like graphically, the game looks great. Well, I think it's aged better than most games would. But when you just break it down, the colors, it's a lot of.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I think Devil May Cry 3 has that worse, partly because it's longer. But Temenigru was never a particularly interesting structure to begin with.
What about Devil May Cry 2?
Devil May Cry 2 looks like a fucking PlayStation 1 game if you just look at the environments. It's horrible. Ugh.
Juggle with the Grenadier. Juggle with the Grenadier.
Is that even possible?
You can't fire it fast enough to juggle. You can,
Shall
on the other
we
hand.
accept it?
So that's juggling.
You can, on the other hand, blast the enemy into the air and blow them sky high. I missed the grenade gun. 3 has Kalina Ann, which is a grenade gun that fires very close range explosives. And 2 has the rocket launcher, which fires homing missiles. And is extremely broken. But I really missed the grenade gun. It feels like the sort of rocket launcher weapon that works in Devil May Cry style, but you never see it again after this. 4 doesn't even have a rocket launcher weapon.
Yep, and
it has Pandora, but Pandora's everything. Pandora's the everything weapon. It has a machine gun weapon. It has a laser beam. It has
missiles.
It has a close-range rocket launcher, it has a long-range rocket launcher, but you have to use button combinations to use either of them.
So it's like the gun in Judge Dredd.
Sorta.
It's I don't even know what that is. I'm just gonna nod my head and smile.
Sure, whatever gets you to shut up.
Yeah, I suppose Pandora counts. God. Getting this blue orb to appear. What am I doing?
Gonna try and long jump it or something, or?
I think you're looking up a guide to see to make sure how you get it specifically.
Possibly I am. I think I might have actually had the guide open at this point. Not really sure. I do know that if you get Nightmare Beta before getting the blue orb, you can't get the blue orb at all. Because because these platforms I'm activating, which are required to get to the platform in the first place, close out after you get Nightmare Beta. So you won't be able to get back up there. You have to get the weapon before. You have to get the orb before the weapon.
So you have a guide open even during an actual recording session. Like you don't do test playthroughs or stuff like that?
I do test playthroughs sometimes. It depends on the game. Yeah. I was really confident in my ability to play through this game without a problem.
You're doing a pretty good job, so.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the orb.
I don't generally do test playthroughs for anything. Like normally, I'm just sort of one to just sort of jump in and play it. However, if I need to check a guide, I'll check a guide.
It all depends on how familiar I am with the game. But if is something specific that I want to show off and I don't clearly remember how to do it, I'll look at the guide or a guide during a test playthrough, and I'll just commit it to memory when I'm actually recording myself.
What?
Demon
Alien?
Laser Cannon.
Alien?
It's a xenomorph.
It does look like an alien or something.
Where the hell's Sigourney Weaver? We might.
He's too busy on the Avatar planet.
Oh.
Anyway, this laser weapon is, in my opinion, a hell of a lot better than the one in 3. I never got much use out of Artemis.
Okay, so this is a weird weapon to have in our Okay, never mind. I was going to say fantasy game, but then I just remembered at the beginning of this. The beginning
Demons!
Yeah, I don't know. It's just still something about a laser cannon seems a little bit out of place. I don't know.
So you think this was also the precursor to the Plagos removing laser in Resident Evil 4?
What? I don't even know.
Oh, come on. How can you not see the resemblance?
In any case...
Well, these games are in canon with each other.
Wait, really?
No, I'm joking.
No.
Oh.
Along with the beautiful Joe games, Zalster's in that.
Alright. Come on. Scroll through the text. Yes, use the pair of lances. Alright, we're in the Colosseum now. Big, wide open space.
Dun-ka-dun-ka-dun. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum-ba-dum.
We're inevitably going to be fighting a boss here, but before we do that, we want to go up here. So
Teleportation, yeah.
So we can get a blue orb fragment. So we have to go out into the middle here. Lots of tedious running. And then the blue orb will appear. At some point in the middle of the boss fight, the boss will break this platform, so I recommend getting that orb before the fight starts.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Is there anything that you can get in the game that sort of acts like a radar that lets you detect blue fragments?
No. No, there's
not. It's just something you just have to find by exploring.
Yep.
Okay.
Or look up a guide. Which.
Oh, yeah, that's the answer for everything, though.
Yeah, well, somebody had to find them all. You know, the guy who wrote the guide had to find them all by hand to begin with.
No, not necessarily.
No. Official guides are usually aided by the developers. They'll like hand over their information and stuff.
Level maps and
where
stuff.
Everything
Yeah.
is.
Well, it depends on who's writing the guide, because like the old Nintendo Power guides, I usually trusted for stuff like that. But like Prima guides, back when those were a thing, they got facts wrong all the time. So
Yeah, I never used the Prima guides.
I never really bought them myself, but I'd always get them as gifts. So you know, I'd refer to them occasionally, and they tended to make a lot of mistakes. So yeah.
Prima and Brady were different publishers, right?
I think so.
Okay, because I generally stuck to Brady back then. Before the
All
internet,
right.
you know.
Griffin's had its wing clipped, so it can't fly around being a douchebag anymore. That means we're actually gonna melee this fucker. It's about time.
It's Mega Ultra Chicken.
Unfortunately, that means it goes crazy with its electrical attacks. Now, one of the upgrades for Ifrit that doesn't necessarily hold true for other Gauntlet weapons in the series is it has an ability that turns its normal jump into an attack.
That'd be pretty useful.
They call it the Mario.
He just sort of it's more of a Sonic jump, really, because he spins and it engulfs him in flames, and he can just sort of blaze through the enemy.
I assume that hitting the giant glowy thing does more damage than just hitting him normal. What? The health bar just changed red when you got to a low enough health.
It's not like fighting game logic where you have that red Healy part.
Well, some other games, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but like you know, where you'll do damage and then you know part of the health bar will turn red and then slowly go down. I thought that was going to happen for a moment, and no. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Come on, just die already. I'm tired of fighting the giant chicken. Let's move on.
You're lucky it's not a cuckoo.
At this point, all it is a giant chicken. It's a giant electric chicken with 3 beaks, for some reason.
And
I never
ribs.
got that about
Those
Griffin's
ribs.
design. He has, like, extra beaks on the side of his beak.
Too bad we couldn't use Viper as the executive producer.
I thought that was pretty
right,
funny.
That right there, hands down, is the most hilarious Devil May Cry boss death. Everyone is seeing this ugly motherfucker over Dante's face.
Maybe it's a dying vision.
Yeah, I don't get Griffin's face. Look at it. He's got like all these extra faces around his beak.
It's
And
like
you
his
know what?
beaks are compromised of nothing but the top part of beaks.
Yeah. Something random as hell. In Devil May Cry 2, one of Dante's final bosses is basically just this blob made of bits and pieces of other bosses in the game. And even though Griffin doesn't appear in Devil May Cry 2, for some reason he appears as part of that boss. I have no idea why. Every other part of the boss is a boss you fight in that game, but Griffin is just there for no reason.
Well, that's not something you see every day.
That epic disintegration animation, or lack thereof. 3 eyes up there is Mundus. That is the one visual similarity
Princess
between...
Daisy?
Oh, hi, Trish. You finally decided to show up.
Where the hell have you been?
Coffee break. 3-hour coffee break? I needed a lot of coffee.
It was a big cup.
It was a mega ultra gulp.
Yeah.
I would just like to register that amulet looks really clumsy.
Well, it barely shows up, so...
Yeah, I know. It looks weird when he's wearing it outside his coat.
Whoops.
Oops. That's not right.
Come on, get up. Down, down, down. Mission? No, not yet. Okay. I was gonna say, mission complete. Nope.
Mission complete.
And this is our backtracking key item. It's going to open up the castle again so we can go through familiar territory for a second time. Yay.
Wheel of Destiny.
What about the Wheel of Morality?
Wow, that mission seriously took 28 minutes.
Jesus.
I think that might be like all of our game time right there.
Whew, what a marathon.